Dunes. An amazing habitat for biodiversity, but one which is disappearing rapidly. Let me explain why. Ireland has 650 kilometres of sandy beaches, some of which are dune systems, where sand accumulates around plants at the top of the shore and can build into folded sand hills, stabilised by a grass called marram. Right at the top of the beach, the embryonic dune is the very first stage of dune formation. Sand couch, sea sandwort and other specialist plants only grow here. Without this fragile, narrow zone of vegetation, the marram which builds the high dune struggles to establish. The high marram dune protects the coast. Within its folds lie smaller plants, sea holly, sea pansy and kidney vetch. It is a constantly shifting habitat, held together by the deep roots and rhizomes of sand sedge and marram, plants which tolerate being buried in the sand, salty air and thin dry soil. Behind these crests and valleys of sand lie the flatter, short grassy fixed dunes. These are species-rich habitats which support rare plants and insects. Birds love these coastal habitats too, particularly enjoying wet dune slacks in the winter. They are grazed with cattle and often native hares. People are drawn to the beauty of dunes too. In recent times, visits have become intensive. Dunes around the country are suffering a huge loss of area, in part by climate change, but more often by unintended harm caused by visitors. Here the farmed area of fixed dune has been dramatically reduced. Communities around Ireland are faced with the task of protecting their livelihoods and their local ecosystems, while visitors seldom see the accumulated changes. How does that happen? The thin cover of vegetation on fixed dunes is easily torn by boots and wheels. And once the thin soil is exposed, the winds blowing in from the sea can open small gaps into large holes. Sandy paths through the high dune cause the wind to funnel, ripping away plants and forming large blowouts. These can only be repaired over many years without footfall. Here at Dunmore, Habitat Restoration has successfully restored parts of the high dune by the laborious planting of thousands of marram plugs over the last few winters. Ropes and signs are used to block sensitive areas in the summer. In this habitat, deep gaps can form around cement or fixed infrastructure, so temporary wooden fences are used instead to reduce and redirect gusts. With less people walking on the top shore and up through the marram grass, the embryonic dune is starting to regrow and sand is slowly filling out the blown out areas. Severe storms can tear away some of this painstaking and meticulous work, but the overall progress is good. You can help by parking your car away from the beach and dune formations, by not walking on fenced off areas, keeping your dog on a lead even in winter when birds are visiting, and using designated campsites and barbecue areas.